In this video, I'm going to be showcasing the difference between a $300 model train and a $1,300 model train, and the difference will definitely surprise you. First up is the $300 train made by Lionel. Now, this particular engine that we're looking at today is a part of their Lionchief line, and it is generally marketed towards beginner model train collectors. For a $300 train, this engine is packed with details and sounds such as a whistle, bell, and various crew talk statements. To operate this engine, it comes with a standard remote. All of the Lionchief models comes with a remote that you can control wirelessly, or you can run it using a standard conventional transformer. There's a little switch on the bottom of this engine that allows you to switch between running it with a transformer and running it with the remote. Now, in terms of details for this particular Lionchief model and most of the Lionchief models, a lot of the details are molded in details, meaning that they aren't separately attached. Even though most of the details on this engine are molded in details, there's still a lot of details in this particular engine. There's even a flickering firebox, painted figures in the cab, and various railroad markings on the model. Lionel did an excellent job with their Lionchief line, and I ended up picking one of the Lionchief engines up for myself because most of the trains that I were buying at the time when I started to acquire more trains in my collection, they were all conventionally controlled, and there's not a lot of sound system features on those. And buying the Lionchief line allowed me to have access to more features and be able to have more control over my trains. So if you're looking to expand your model train collection, you should definitely look at the Lionchief line in terms of collecting new trains that have more features and that are budget friendly. Now we're going to move on to the $1,300 model train, and the differences are quite impressive. Higher end models like these are ones that you might have to break the piggy bank for, but the sacrifice of losing your piggy bank is totally worth it. To operate this MTH engine, one needs a couple things. A, you can have a transformer. B, you can have the MTH DCS system, or you can have the MTH DCS Commander, which is what I have here on the layout. Typically, higher end models like this one, the more advanced the sound system, the more features you will typically get. Now, in terms of details, the $1,300 model train really goes to show what you're getting for your price. The $1,300 model train has a lot more of separately applied details, meaning that they're not molded in details like the Lionchief model that we saw earlier. There's so many different separately applied details on this particular model. We have letterboards, we have strings for the bell and the whistle, and chains hanging from the tender. There's just a ton of more detail on the higher end models than the lower end models, but that's really what happens when you spend more money on higher end model trains versus something like the Lionchief line, which was only around $300. Another big difference between the $300 model train and the $1,300 model train is the size comparison. The Lionchief model comes in at a length of 20 1/4 inches, and the Scale Hudson comes in at 25 1/4 inches. Now, the reason for the size comparison and the length comparison is that the Lionchief line is typically marketed towards model train collectors who are just starting out their collection, and these types of trains can run on smaller radius curves, such as a 027 curve. Meanwhile, the MTH model is exactly to scale, so because of that, it can't really turn a lot of tighter radius curves. You do need a larger radius curve to be able to run this particular train and other high-end scale models. Unfortunately, I don't have room to have a larger radius curve, but it's still cool to have a scale model train engine, and in the future I will definitely be able to have a model train table that has enough length and width to be able to run the Scale Hudson and other model trains that I may acquire in the future. Now, the ratio for scale trains is 1/48 scale, so that means for every 1/4 inch on the model, it equals 1 foot on the real thing. Now, the reason why I picked these two particular engines to compare today is both of them are Hudson locomotives, so the comparison was very fair. Both of these models are modeling a Hudson locomotive, and it would be easier for you guys, the viewer, to be able to see the difference between a semi-scale steam engine and a Scale steam engine because both of them are modeling the same train in the real world. To further demonstrate the capabilities of both of these engines, we're going to run them on the layout. Now the Scale Hudson is going to be on the outer loop because I have more straightaway space for it to go back and forth. I do not have the curves on this layout to be able to run this engine, but it'll be going back and forth, and then we have the semi-Scale Hudson on the inside loop. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I really hope I answered some of your questions regarding the difference between what your money can get you in the model train community. And if you're looking to start out your collection, the Lionchief line is a great starting line. It pretty much has all the features of this particular engine, although you just get less sounds and less details, but that's totally okay because the functionality of both of these trains is pretty much the same. So I hope you guys enjoyed this particular video. Thank you for taking time out of your day to watch my video, and I will see you guys in the next one.